Hey, I'm Bianca Canis, and I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of my Romanian history background. Starting in the early 60s, late 80s, there's a dictator by the name of Ceausescu. Uh, and his goal was for all the women to have as many children as possible to populate the nation, the country. And so, as wonderful children are, these women are having too many children that they can't take care of at once. And so these children that aren't necessarily orphans ended up in these state orphanages. And these state orphanages were notorious um, for their physical abuse with these children, and also they were notorious for not creating bonds with these children, especially the younger ones. It is vital in a child's development to create a connection, relationship, bond with another adult, preferably an adult, because that is how we learn our native language. That is how we establish a vocabulary. And so these kids are underdeveloped. And some of these kids had, some of these kids would, break an arm or twist a ankle or something, and the staff would attend to it. So some of these kids were even physically disabled. These state orphanages were just corrupt. And so by the time late 80s came around, Ceausescu died, and finally the state orphanages shut down. And I wanted to share that piece of history with you because I came from Romania myself, and my story of how I ended up in an orphanage was because the first week that I was born, my biological mom realized that I was having some respiratory issues. So I went to the hospital, and they didn't have what I needed, and my biological mom financially wasn't able to support me. So I ended up staying there for 3 years, and later I went to a private Christian orphanage, and that was a blessing because I was well taken care of in this orphanage. Compared to the state orphanages, I can really count my blessings for being able to be at this orphanage specifically. When I was 5, I finally was adopted and was able to get a tonsillectomy, although my lymphatic tissues grew back. And later I had an allergy evaluation, and they tried to tell me that I had environmental food allergies. I had allergy symptoms, but I didn't have the allergy itself. But a month ago, I went to a ear, nose, throat doctor, and they said that I have what's called eustachian tube dysfunction, which pretty much means that my tubes aren't able to drain properly. So as you realize in the story, and families that are in poverty, they suffer from these traumatic issues that turn their families around simply because of a runny nose or tonsillitis. And I just encourage you to just be thankful for being able to be in the United States. We are quite fortunate that we can go to Walmart and we can go to Hy-Vee and purchase cold or cough medicine to cure our symptoms. You know, those type of symptoms are issues that families overseas in poverty really turn their families around, and it's quite sad. Thank you for listening.